What's going on, y'all? Your girl, Super Cindy, and live in the studio, I have my girl, Saweetie, Icy Girl. Hey.
Hey, Cindy girl.
Hey, girl. I'm so excited to interview you because the song is amazing.
Thank you.
I saw the pictures from you performing yesterday at Rolling Loud. How was that?
It was a lot of fun. It was exciting.
I saw you next to Zoe Dollars, our very own. Did you perform a set with him? Do you have a song with him?
I've known him for a while. We have mutual friends. So I wanted to show love. Finished my set early, put up on him, and he was like, I'm bringing my sister out. I'm thinking, he was like, give it up for Icy Girl. And I'm like, okay, I got to go out there.
Oh, so you didn't even know he's like the one?
Yeah.
I saw him like the day before when I was out there, and we were talking backstage, and I'm like, yo, this Rolling Loud thing how was it? Is that the biggest crowd you've performed in front of?
Yeah, so it's like I went from my stage to his stage, so it was a lot of love.
So what is it like looking out into that crowd of like endless just heads and bodies and mosh pits and jumping and
It's exciting. I think it's fun when I see people like screaming and yelling like the songs.
Like you got more like attitude when you see that, right? Like,
yeah,
like,
definitely. Exactly.
All right, so let's get into your history for those that, might not know you yet because you're up and coming. But I mean, based on your over 39 million views for Icy Girl on YouTube.
Oh, girls at 39 million?
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Over 39 million.
Wow.
How did you get discovered, or like what's your story? Where are you from?
So I grew up in the Bay Area in Sacramento. People think the Bay Area is Sacramento, but it's not.
It's separate.
It's separate.
For us Miamiers.
For real. So I grew up there, went to college for 5 years, graduated. I've been wanting to do this since I was 14, but I just didn't have the resources. So I went to social media. So Icy Girl literally started on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, now radio.
It like wildfire, it just spread.
Yeah, and even TV, because Shonda Rhimes put it in her show.
Oh. When you saw the show and you're just watching TV and you see your song on the show, then what?
Oh my gosh.
Are you passed out?
I was like, because I love Shonda.
Yes.
She's the bomb. Yes. So I was really like excited that she put it in her show.
I love that. And so you went right over that you have a college degree. From where did you go?
I went to USC.
What did you study?
Communication with the emphasis in business.
No big deal, USC. No, just a small.
Go Trojans.
So when you were in school, you knew that you got the communication degree, but you knew that you were going to use it just in a different way, or what were you planning?
I felt like they kind of go hand in hand, like public speaking, performing. So I definitely feel like it made me comfortable being in front of people.
What is your background?
My mom's Chinese and Filipino. My dad's Black.
I know everybody, especially here in Miami, I don't know if you've had a chance to walk around and see the normal areas, but everybody's speaking Spanish to you, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm like, no habla español.
No tiki pani, no. Hello.
For real.
Okay, have you had a chance to try Cuban food?
Yeah, I have. It's really good. I tried Haitian, Jamaican food out here. Oh, yeah, the food be trying to have me stay out here. I'm a foodie. But
okay,
yeah, it's
be
good.
Greedy. So let's talk about your music career. How did you get discovered?
So I met my manager at a Puma event. I was an influencer for like the Fancy slides. So I ran into him there. He asked me what I did, and I was like, oh, like I want to do music. But now I'm like, I actually do music, so it's a great change in that. But, we work really well together and just been working ever since.
So you were featured in a Super Bowl commercial for Rihanna's Fenty. How did that happen?
So my homegirl who I went to school with, who also majored in communication, runs the social media for Fenty. So she pitched her team.
How convenient, right?
Yeah, right? She pitched them Icy Girl. And there was like, okay, like she'd fit perfectly with the brand. And I actually do love the brand, so it just worked out that way.
That is amazing. I need friends like your friend. I just love Fenty too. Okay. So let's talk about what's coming up next musically.
So I just did the Icy Girl Bay mix with Kaylani. Loved it. I love what she did with that.
You guys resemble each other. Do they tell you
You think so?
Yeah. Or maybe because she's not here, I probably think you do.
I don't mind that. But,
no, you do look like Kaylani to me.
Yeah, so that's coming out. I did the Dua Lipa remix, for her I Don't Give a, Yeah. And, I got a couple of features, working on the album. But, I'm just working, traveling, just grinding.
What should we expect for the album? Do you have a name yet, or it's still in the works?
It's still in the works, but I'm going to take my time with it. It's going to be like my first, my EP just dropped, High Maintenance, 316. And I loved it. But for my album, it's really gonna be my first step in like here I am. So I gotta take my time with that.
So let's go into Saweetie's love life, because you've had a few, like if they Google you, they've seen you with a few celebrities that you've dated. Mm-hmm. How do you choose who you date? Like, now that you're busy as ever, like, what is your dating life like right now?
Girl, my dating life is just dry.
Studio. My boyfriend's name is Studio.
Exactly. And it's just hard because, like, for me, like, it's natural that I date people in the industry, but if I'm dating someone in the industry, they're traveling as well too. So it's like we miss each other. Like we're not in the same cities at the same time.
Do you see yourself dating a person not in the industry?
I don't know, because it's like I hear people talk about, people in the industry are always dating each other, but to be honest, it's like high school. Yeah. Like, we're always in the same environment, so of course it's natural for us to like date. And
the
within
athletes date the athletes,
whatever, entertainers date the entertainers,
So with you traveling, and let's just say if you were dating someone currently that's traveling, how do you communicate? FaceTime all day, or like
FaceTime, text? But I also like that because like I'm a type of person where I like to work and I like my time apart. So I like when someone's not always available to me, and vice versa. Like, I'm not trying to be in your face all the time. Like, let me miss you.
Give me a break. I'll FaceTime you later. And
exactly.
We see each other. It's on. So let me ask you something. Who are some of the people that growing up musically you just vibed out to, and they really inspired you to say, that's what I want to do?
Well, I grew up listening to, like Foxy, Kim, Lauryn Hill, because my mom. Did you really?
Oh, your mom. Okay.
My mom, because I have a young mother.
Oh, okay.
So like she was really into that, and then Nicki came out when I was in high school. So I feel like they just, even Trina before,
okay,
the baddest bitch, Queen of Miami. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like they're all just iconic in their own ways. So I feel like I draw inspiration from every woman who has led the way.
Like, when you go through like something that's not as happy as we all want to be happy, but when something's not as happy, because your music definitely represents like girl power. I'm the bad, like you ain't messing with me. I'm strong. Okay. When you're having a bad day or you're sad, do you tend to write music, like, or you want to keep your music?
No, I do. Yeah, I do write. I write the best when I'm emotional. So I mean, I think I don't know if you heard BAN, but it stands for bump and but but that's I feel like that was more on the emotional side. It's on the EP, but yeah, a lot of women like that. I wanted to make a song for people who are getting over like a relationship. Yeah, so
relationships are awesome when they're good, and when they're bad, oh my god,
like, what is going on?
Bang your head up.
Exactly.
So let me ask you. You said previously that you're an influencer. Obviously, now that your music career is skyrocketing even more, what advice do you give to those girls? Because everybody wants to be a public figure, blue check, influencer, because social media is so important. Do you have an influence on your social media, or do you have a team that's doing your social media?
And I run my social media.
So what advice do you have to those that are trying to get the numbers up and the likes up without showing their whole like stuff?
I feel like it's important to, collaborate with brands that are organic for you. So, for example, like there's certain things that I don't want to like throw any companies under the bus, but it's just like it doesn't make sense with some influencers, and it's a paid sponsorship, and like social media has been around for so long to where your followers know, okay, this is they're getting paid to do this. I don't really care about it. But if it makes sense, like with your brand, so for example, if you're a makeup guru, get sponsored or do a collaboration with like a makeup brand, because then it makes sense and you're going to be passionate about what you're posting.
Exactly. And like, speaking of makeup brands, and not to say you're makeuped out, but you're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Think the fact that you being as beautiful as you are, and you got that whole image, not image, but the way you are, you illuminate and you glow naturally.
Thank you.
So like, how do you think that hurt your career, or is it helping your career? Because sometimes pretty girls are like, oh, shut up, we don't want to hear another girl rapping, or,
I mean, I have seen those comments, but was the most difficult for me was being starting on Instagram, because it was just kind of like it wasn't so much she's rapping because she's pretty. It was like she's rapping because she has a lot of Instagram followers. But it's just like, if you know me, I've been rapping since YouTube, like before Instagram started. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I dealt with that. But once the EP came out, they were just like, okay, she's an artist. Yeah.
Hashtag several seats.
Exactly. Oh, I like that, girl. I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, I'm like, put that hashtag, girl, on several seats.
Exactly.
So for all of those that are listening right now, where can they follow you? Where can they follow your movement, support your music?
So what's up, Miami? It's Saweetie. The EP is out. You can follow me at SAWEETIE, Twitter and Instagram, and let me know what you think.
And stay out of her DMs, thirsty guys. Because now that you said you're single, they're like, oh, hell yeah, Saweetie, I love you. Let me be your man, girl.
You're stupid.
All right, sweetie, thanks so much for hanging out
You're
with
welcome,
me.
girl.
Your girl,
Anytime.
Super Cindy, 99.